is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about.
Get real.
You all ready for this? Dun 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 dun.
No. Y'all, just stop.
This is a sham. Welcome to DBL. Happy Friday, everybody. The
Happy
weekend's here.
Friday.
Hey.
Happy Friday.
Can we do a little full disclosure?
Yes.
Like I wore this flower because it's Carrie, our stylist's last day. So I'm showing her love, and it wasn't right. So I was like, Tori, can you put the flower on? And she put it up so high I couldn't even touch it. It's almost like a parrot on my shoulder. Like what?
I almost stabbed
So
you.
high.
I
Yeah, it
don't
does
know.
need to be lowered.
I don't have small motor.
I just was like, Tori, can knock this out.
I'm sorry. I don't have good small motor skills, but we love you, Carrie.
No, I feel.
Yeah, now I feel bad because she told me to wear gray today, but I wore it on Tuesday, and I'm just like, I'm just going to wear this one. So I apologize.
Well, that's why I ended up in feathers.
Yeah, can we see you? Can you stand up, please?
You are all very
Shake it.
matchy-matchy.
Shake
Even
it
the
like a
pedicure
Polaroid
matches, you're good to go.
Yeah,
I
shake
think
it.
that's one of your Mexico specials.
I feel like the Mexico special is coming out this weekend.
Yeah.
I feel like that's when she walks out of work. That's the dance that she does. All right, maybe we should do a show, huh? All right.
Fine.
It's the end of an era. Let's try it again. It's the end of an era.
Yay.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Era.
Yeah.
It's the end of an era. Yeah, it is era.
Yeah, I
What
know.
did I say?
You made an era.
All right, Ellen taped the final episode of her show yesterday and will air at the end of next month. She also thanked fans, saying, quote, being invited into your lives has been the greatest privilege of my life and has brought me incredible joy. So if you remember, about 2 years ago, Ellen was accused of having a toxic workplace and that her friendly daytime demeanor didn't match her actions behind the scenes. So my question is, I'm a big Ellen fan, right? I'll explain a little bit later. I have a lot of memories with Ellen. She gave me a trip to Australia.
Yeah.
But will this tarnish her legacy? She broke through a lot of ceilings, did a lot of things in daytime television, aired for what, 20 years plus? I mean, in my eyes, she's an icon. Does this toxic workplace tarnish her reputation?
No. I don't think it will. I think that the sum of what our legacy is really the totality of the sum of everything that we are. And for everyone, I mean, when we started talking about people who have been on, especially when you've been on a daily show for decades, like there are going to be things that don't go 100% the way that they're supposed to go. And also, a lot of people have come out and talked about other hosts from the past who were seen as these beloved figures, but really they were a terror to work with. And honestly, for me, I think that what Ellen has done in order to get to where she is going to overshine this chapter of her life.
Yeah, Erica, I don't think you could have said it better. You know, because Jeff, as you were posing the question, I was like, you know, that's kind of all we've talked about is the toxicity. And I remember when we were talking about the last kind of major incident, our senior EP, Chris, who's just all things Hollywood, he goes, I've heard nothing but great things about Ellen. And he knows everything about everybody. So it just goes to show you that people will have different experiences over the course of 20 years doing a daily show. We've been doing it about 5, and I think we're all like, oh my gosh. So I really do respect what she's done. And don't forget, not only a talk show icon, but she came out and said, remember the headline, yep, I'm gay? Like, that was unheard of. Like, now no one's like, everybody's like, well, you're gay, who cares? People cared when she came out.
In 1997, she did it, and if we have the clip, look at her. She did it as a joke, but by accident into a microphone at the airport. We have the clip. Take a look.
Susan, I'm gay.
Huge for the LGBTQ community. I do have to say, I have friends that worked at Ellen, and there was not so great stuff sometimes. So I don't want to discredit that. Right. But what the Ellen Show did is take responsibility. They fired certain producers and they took action. She said, I'm going to step it up. And that's all you can ask for someone when you bring up a toxic workplace. I think Ellen's Here and Now, it's a 2003 stand-up, made me want to be a stand-up, made me go up on stage. Her jokes are just so tight, like Jerry Seinfeld, observational, very family, very clean. I think she's done an enormous job in this country. And she's even gotten a Presidential Medal of Honor. So I don't think you can say that it ruined her reputation, but notice that we did bring it up when we bring up Ellen. So does it always come up with her?
Maybe
with that?
It's going to be a part of her story, but I don't know if that's a bad thing. I don't think you could tell somebody's life story realistically and not have one or two really kind of bad things where you're like, oh.
Which makes you human.
Right.
Yes,
human being.
you know, that whole human thing, Jeff.
Yeah, but she gives back. I mean, what she did for the LGBTQ plus community, what she does every day with Shutterfly and all the different brands.
The Gorilla Foundation.
I mean,
too.
she does so much, and just her interviewing skills alone, right? I learned a lot from her. We'd watch her in the break room. Season 1, I have a lot of memories. We'd work hard all day and then go in there and kind of just like unwind and watch Ellen do her thing, and she was fantastic at it.
She lets forget.
I wish her the best. All right, so Ellen isn't the only one leaving a major TV show. James Corden told fans yesterday that his time on The Late Late Show is now coming to an end. Take a look.
I've decided to sign for one more year on the show, and that this will be my last year hosting The Late Late Show. Here's to the next 12 months. It is going to be a blast. I promise you that. We'll be right back with more of The Late Late Show, everybody.
Listen, this man is massively talented.
Yes.
When we talk about just watching someone on TV, Ellen makes it look easy. James Corden makes it look easy. He is a massive talent, and losing that spot for CBS, it's going to be hard to fill those shoes.
I think James Corden is doing it absolutely right. I think when I think about Ellen, going back to that, she had voiced for quite some time that she needed to wrap things up. And I think that there's a risk when you stay longer than your time. And I really believe that that's what happened with the whole debacle with Ellen. So for James to be like, I can hear it because there's this volume that happens when there's supposed to be a change. It's time for me to wrap this up, and I respect that. I respect knowing when it's time.
It's funny that your word "wrap this up" it kind of weirdly, Tori kind of word puns me into what I was going to say. I was watching a documentary by Michael Rappaport about the Tribe Called Quest, and they had a lot of dynamics in the group that weren't working. And another rap group that they had toured with for years was looking at them on stage, and the dynamic was off, the energy was off, and he turned to the camera. It was a real honest moment, and he said, I don't want to see them like this. And it was just such an honest, like somebody that they knew each other as kids in Queens, and now they're famous, but he's like, this isn't the group that I love. And it's what happens when you're done, but you still have to do your thing on stage. And you think you can fake it, but your face is showing it, your interactions are showing it, and he's getting ahead of it. Rather than us sitting here 5 years from now like, he looks bored. He's saying weird stuff. He's leaving on top, and it's hard because everybody's crying and don't leave, and I got a mortgage, but like he's going out on top, and I respect it. It's tough to do, Tori.
It is tough to do, and just don't forget, it wasn't that long he was in the business, and he's created carpool karaoke.
He's created a genre.
A whole new way of looking at it. He's also created, remember, this one's been seen 200 million plus times with Adele.
Like 280 million.
Yeah, something crazy, right? He also created the crosswalk, doing a Broadway show as people were waiting in line.
This one I could have done without.
No, watch the people in the cars. It's funny because some people just want to get to work and they're so irritated.
That's the best.
Yeah, that's the best thing. There's a guy at the very end.
That would be me.
Yeah,
that'd be me.
But I mean, these are things you think kind of just happen. These all came from a mind that I agree is so talented. He also won a Tony. You could see him going to Broadway, writing his own series. This man is a Renaissance man, so he'll do very well in the future.
When I started doing my interviews at CBS, it was down the hall from the Late Late Show in this closet, in this tiny little closet.
Yeah.
So I'd see James going and doing his thing, and I'd watch them film carpool karaoke and drive around. So
really?
It was a lot of like inspiration. I looked up to him a lot. You know, I'd go into his studio after I got out of my closet.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't watch that. So he was a great guy, and I really do. I wish him the best, man. I looked up to him. All right, so the fate, I still do, James. The fate of the Kardashians is now in the hands of a jury. So the court heard closing arguments yesterday in Blac Chyna's defamation case against the family. She is suing the Kardashians for $100 million, saying they conspired to get her show, Rob and Chyna, canceled. In case you missed the highlights, here's a recap of some of the most shocking testimonies. First, Kris Jenner testified that Chyna made death threats against Kylie. Kylie backed that up and said it was over her then-boyfriend Tyga, who Chyna also dated. Then Rob testified that Chyna wrapped a cord around his neck and put an unloaded gun to his head. Chyna said it was just a joke. We did the same thing to my grandmother every Christmas.
Oh my God.
What a funny time.
I mean, it was a hoot. It was a hoot. Grandma,
If I had a nickel.
somebody go get the cord. It's time to choke Grandma.
It's grandma cord.
All right, Chris's boyfriend Corey also took the stand and said he broke up a fight between Rob and Chyna after Chyna whipped Rob with a phone cord. Chyna said she never hurt Rob but wanted to redo her testimony because she was triggered after seeing naked pictures of herself in court, which she claimed Rob posted online after their breakup. This is a lot, but my question is, who do you believe? It's not looking great.
It was a devastating trial for Blac Chyna. Let's be very clear. The Kardashians showed up en masse, which is hard to do with everyone's schedule. They knew it would make a big impact, and Blac Chyna unfortunately wanted to redo her testimony. That's not how court works. You don't get to redo it. You get to say it once and you don't
inspired by
get to redo it. I thought that was insane. At this point, I don't think it's going to go in her favor, and I'm also concerned for Rob Kardashian. That's an enormous amount of violence in this relationship, domestic violence coming from a female. Let's not discount that, alleged. But that's not fair to just not discount that.
I think I'm going to steal from my girl, Judge Judy, and say the whole thing just gets tossed because no one walked into that courtroom with clean hands at all. Like, everybody played a part, but also everybody plays a part because this is all about entertainment, the entertainment industry. It's all, I mean, there's nothing about this that hasn't been premeditated in some way by someone on either side. So I think it just gets tossed without any real guilt.
Do you think it dismissed? Do you think it gets dismissed?
I think the whole thing is getting dismissed. No.
I think she gets zero.
I think that if we're going to be like, thank you for this chapter of keeping up with crazy.
But also, I will say the sketch artist is getting famous because they're great pictures of the Kardashians and Blac Chyna up there. They're becoming kind of viral in their own way. NFTs.
Here we go.
Yeah.
The judge should pull that line from Happy Gilmore. Thank you, everybody. We are now dumber for having listened to this for 3 weeks.
May God have
mercy on your soul. A simple no would have just been. Coming up on DBL, Danny DeVito takes a walk down memory lane with DBL. He's telling us all about the parties that went down with the Taxi cast. You're going to want to hear that. Stick around. And Viola Davis responds to the criticism she's gotten. What? Did I say that wrong? Uh-oh. All right. Michelle Obama portrayal. Did I say it wrong?
No, I didn't hear you.
Oh, okay. I don't want to screw up names. Erica's breaking it down and what Erica's watching next.
Closed captioning provided by...
Powerful stories are happening live next week on DBL. Adult film star turned pastor joins us live, and a Mormon mom of 4 is live to speak out about her secret career in the sex industry. All next week, only on DBL.
All right, so first I have 2 corrections.
Wait, explain what happened to the camera.
Well, I have 2 corrections. One, it wasn't Billy Madison. It was Billy Madison, not Happy Gilmore. Ooh, you idiot.
So,
and then the laugh, I thought he said Viola Davis. I hate getting people's name wrong, especially iconic people.
It was so right, though. Patty and I, our other producer over there, we were laughing really hard at the picture of Viola Davis, and it was very loud in the way we laughed. We're very sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry, y'all. Sorry.
No, it's okay. I thought I
see the picture.
It was hilarious.
That's because I was like, oh no, because there's so many like Rihanna, like there's so many.
Like, Kira, you got to get it right.
Do you know what? You know what's weird? I have my issue is the Rihanna. But obviously, I didn't think I had a problem with Viola Davis, but when I saw it, Jeff said it correctly, but I thought about Voila.
Oh, because
when I was in college, I used to buy the Voila that you put in the.
If I would have said Voila Davis, that should have got a laugh.
But that'd be a great name, though.
Imagine, and the Oscar goes to
Voila Davis.
I'm not even gonna lie. I was checking my text. I didn't hear any of it.
Yeah, I think of like a female rapper named Voila.
Voila, or a drag queen named Voila Davis. Wouldn't that be rad? One of my favorite drag queen names is Britta.
Britta Filter.
Britta Filter. I think that's so amazing.
I love that.
It's amazing.
I feel like if I had an alternate ego, mine would be the masked blinger. I want to have a mask, but it's blinged out. But it's like one of the masks.
The masked blinger.
Yeah.
That's fabulous.
Oh, no, never mind.
That would be my DJ.
You know how like you could get a porn, you know like your adult film name is like your street and your dog?
Yeah.
They should make one.
A legendary Vogue competition has a real kiki. Viola Davis faces backlash, and Chris Tucker is ready for Friday. And this week's What Erica's Watching. Now, if you aren't familiar with the ballroom scene, here's what you're missing out on.
Hold up, hold up. Voguing is an expression. It's supposed to be about passion, family, drama. Hold up. Welcome to Legendary.
That's from season 3 of HBO Max's reality competition, Legendary, where Ballroom houses Vogue for the grand prize of $100,000. Now, unfortunately, Megan Thee Stallion won't be back as a judge. However, there's still some good news to be shared. The fabulous Keke Palmer has been added to the judges panel. Sorry, not sorry to that woman.
I love hearing everything each of you has to say.
Yeah, but my critiques are always the best.
Who's saying that?
The world.
Next, Michelle Obama has yet to say anything about Viola Davis's portrayal of her in the Showtime series The First Lady. However, people are commenting and calling Viola's exaggerated facial expressions and pursed lips distracting and cringeworthy. But Viola clapped back, yes she did, by saying that critics serve no purpose and that she stands by her work. However, Michelle might have told us all that we need to know by saying nothing at all. Although Chris Tucker said in the past that he's outgrown the role Smokey in the movie Friday, it's now being said that he's open to returning for a sequel, but only if Wild 'N Out comic DC Youngfly plays his son. It's Friday, y'all, and I'm ready for Chris Tucker's comeback. And you know this, man. Share with me anything that catches your eye by using the hashtag DBLEricaWatch. We'll be right back.
Question: are mosquitoes attracted to certain colors? Let's verify. Our sources: this article that appeared in Nature Communications, and Jeff Riffle, one of the authors of the paper and a professor in the Department of Biology at the University of Washington. Professor Riffle says mosquitoes carry diseases that impact 1 billion people per year and cause the deaths of more than 1 million people per year. He says that's why his team started this study.
Really take a close look and see, can we understand their vision a little bit more? And if we do understand their vision, can we actually utilize that?
The study found mosquitoes are most attracted to the colors black, aqua, red, and orange. Black is due to the environments they like to be in.
Mosquitoes really like dark black colors, and what it might indicate is that they are really sensitive to desiccation or losing water, and so they want to find dark, shady areas to rest.
The reason they love red and orange is because that's what human skin looks like to them.
No matter what your skin tone or how dark or light you are, we are, dominantly reflecting the orange and red from our skin.
The reason for mosquitoes liking aqua is still a mystery to Riffle. The study also found mosquitoes are only attracted to certain colors when the presence of carbon dioxide is around. Because humans breathe that out, it then attracts the mosquitoes to us.
The only time they showed a preference is if they first detected or smelled the carbon dioxide from our breath.
So we can verify that yes, mosquitoes are attracted to certain colors. With your Verify, I'm Rekha Muttaraj.
Our next guest is an icon from playing beloved roles in your favorites like Taxi, Always Sunny, Twins, and so many more. Check out our amazing interview with the one and only Danny DeVito.
Please welcome the Danny DeVito.
Yeah. Wow.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Royalty.
Nice to be here.
Danny, let's jump right in. I mean, you've been in the game for a long time. What does it take for you to accept a role these days?
You got to feel it here, first of all. You want to be entertained. Lots of things. There's a bunch of things. Friends, good work, good people, story, character, something that you can understand and feel when you read it. And so the case of this movie, The Survivor, I have a bunch of good things going for it.
Why would you help me win?
Win? Boy, chick, I'm just giving you a chance to lose with a little dignity. It's really about love and about being pulled apart. You fall in love desperately, and then unfortunate time with the war and and Hitler and the Nazis and all that stuff. That story got me. It really touched me.
This is a true story of someone who was forced into boxing, but for some reason it feels relevant to, I can imagine, to many people now, right? There's still a lot of trauma attached to the Holocaust as well. So why is this story relevant now?
The implementing of somebody else's will on you is like, you know, the interference in your life is relevant. And unfortunately, it goes on as we speak everywhere in the world.
You say that every character that you play is like putting on a mask. So which mask have you put on where you're like, this is easy, I like this is more me?
You try to get into, like, you know, if you're doing a movie where you also have to suspend, you know, as an actor, okay, I'm going to be Arnold Schwarzenegger's brother. Same thing with Matilda. You go like, okay, well, I'm not an evil dad. I have a couple kids. I have 3 kids. I know what it's like to be like gentle and kind with your children, but you put that, you know, you inhabit that spot as an actor. That's what you do. So it's a fun thing being an actor, I tell you.
What about the mask for Taxi? Because let's be honest, it puts you on the map. Well, and in fact, Mary Lou Henner, who's going to be co-hosting with us next week, or in a few weeks, she says that you were the cool kids of the Paramount lot, always throwing parties.
Oh, yeah.
What did the parties entail? Tell us.
The Taxi cast was the best. Well, first of all, we had an opportunity because we shot our show on a Friday night. A lot of people shoot on Tuesday night, Wednesday night. At Paramount, it was Happy Days. It was Laverne and Shirley. Wow. Eventually, it was Mork and Mindy. It was like we had a pack of people there that were like, you know, all party goers. They loved it. So every Friday night, the Taxi cast would put together an incredible, I mean, I'm talking about off the charts party. So that you could party from Friday night after we finished the show, which was around 9 or 10 o'clock at night, maybe, sometimes a little bit later. You could party until Sunday, until you had to go back to work on Monday.
Amazing.
So it was like, it was available. Let's put it that way.
I can't wait to hear Mary Lou's side.
Wow. Yes,
ask her.
Speaking of Taxi, there's some speculation online, and when I say online, I mean our producer Gabrielle and our stage manager David, that Louis De Palma is Frank Reynolds, your character on Sunny, in a past life. Now, do you agree?
He may have been. Frank has has many incarnations. He's done so many things.
Where's the rum? Rum ham! No, Frank, stay in the boat!
You know, it's not out of the question that he was a bully taxi dispatcher at one time in his life.
What was your reaction when you realized that fans were so committed to your characters, like getting tattoos of your most iconic moments in Always Sunny? We know Rum Ham and the Trash Man. So, like, these are tattooed on people's bodies forever.
For life.
What was your reaction when you saw this?
I think look, everybody should be free to do what they like and live their lives the way they like it. And boy, I'm really happy to be part of that, you know, everyday shower that you take.
Yeah.
You know, you scrub me, whatever part of the body that you're scrubbing. It doesn't matter to me as long as I'm with you. Aww. It's really a good thing. I think it's an honor, and I appreciate that devotion to the character.
That is beautiful. You are so refreshing. Thank you so much, Danny. DBL, be sure to check out The Survivor on HBO and HBO Max. We'll be right back. Thank you. Congratulations.
You're amazing. Come back soon, please.
Thank you very much.
What a pleasure. Thank you, Danny.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by
Beam me down, Scotty. Star Trek. Am I right? You guys get the reference. Teleporting someone from somewhere else. Well, guess what? We did it. Sort of. Let me fill you in. It turns out that Microsoft, those sneaky little nerds, have been working on this project quietly since 2015, and they call it Holoportation. Get it? It's a mix of hologram and teleportation. And this is how it works. They take someone into a room and they set them up in front of their very fancy HoloLens camera. It captures a complete 3D version of that person and then can transport them anywhere, even into outer space.
Fine. We can interact and communicate as if we're co-present.
Well, earlier this month, NASA announced that they decided to try out Microsoft's new software. They put flight surgeon Dr. Joseph Schmidt in a room with the HoloLens camera. Meantime, they had the current astronauts living on the International Space Station put on an augmented reality headset. And then they hit connect. From the astronauts' point of view, the doctor beamed in just like Scotty was there at the controls.
That ties it.
The doctor's entire mind and body was there in the spaceship in real time and ready to help and aid anyone in medical distress, even though they were traveling at 17,500 miles per hour and orbiting 250 miles above the Earth. Talk about a house call. The astronauts took pictures with the good doc and gave us an idea on how helpful this technology might be in the future. You have a mine disaster in Central America? Holoport the best experts from all over the world to organize immediately. Do you have victims in war-torn countries? They could be seen by the best doctors in the world without the doctors having to travel anywhere. But as for now, I think we can say Scotty is beaming at how far we've come. Get it? Now you know.
A new report from the American Lung Association says despite decades of progress in making our air cleaner, more than 137 million people live in places with failing grades for unhealthy levels of pollution. That's 2 million more people breathing unhealthy air compared to last year. When it comes to living with poor air quality, not everyone is treated equally. Researchers found people of color are 3 times more likely than white people to live in a county with high air pollution. But there's actually some encouraging news here in Hampton Roads. When it comes to high ozone pollution, which can inflame your airways and cause coughing and sore throats, Norfolk and Virginia Beach were rated as some of the cleanest cities. Our area also got top marks for short-term particle pollution, which can cause a whole host of health problems from decreased lung function to heart attacks. While our area came away with a relatively clean bill of health, it's still clear there's a lot of work left to be done to make sure everyone can enjoy the same fresh air.
Welcome back to DBL. Well, Al, I think we should say goodbye properly to Kiri, and I'm glad you got your flower.
It's still not great, but I think it symbolizes her working with me to get me to this point. So, Kiri,
you're almost there.
We love you. I'm almost there. Give me another couple years. We love you so much, girl, and you've done so much for us. And I just speak for the whole family. You're always going to be a part of the DBL fam.
There's her name.
We love you, Kiri.
Very nice. We love you, Kiri. Don't be a stranger. You either. I'm talking to the audience. We'll see you on Monday.